Hey, you guys. How's it going? Let me see if I can get this. I have a costume on, so don't be scared of what I'm wearing. Okay. For the actual meringue, maybe I'll just switch it. Let's see here. Hi. Anyone wearing costume? Hi, Jaslyn. Hello, Chris. Trying to get on. From Guatemala. You look gorgeous. Thanks. Do you know who I am? I got like a little outfit on. I'm dressed up in costume, guys. Anyone know who I am? Hello, scary person. Looks funny. Hello from India. Hi, guys. So, I'm dressed up in costume for Halloween. I got this big wig on. And I thought I was on the wrong YouTube. Yeah, Sue, I know. That's why I feel like I want to like have a disclaimer, like Halloween edition. Hello from Estonia. How's it going? Yeah, all the ghosts. Okay, so South Africa, thanks for being here. You look great, thank you. Oh, I thank you. You guys like the wig look? I got a little. Just finished your Halloween macarons. I have seen so many amazing Halloween macarons. I am floored. I love everyone's creativity. Hello from, is it Minnesota? MN? Just finished. All right. So I am dressed up, if you guys can't tell. I've got, one of my favorite shows is New Girl, and I dressed up as Jessica Day. So that's what is going on with the appearance today. And now we can start our show. Yay! Marissa has Max in the oven. Pumpkin spice sounds amazing. So first things first, you guys voted on it, and we're doing a slow meringue today. So a couple lives ago, I did a slow process of, yes, New Girl, a slow process with our sugar. So that's different from this. We're gonna actually go slow the whole time for our meringue. I won't go over a, yeah, New Girl is so good. I won't go over a 6. Maternity leave sounds like the best time to watch it because it makes you smile so much. New Girl, I watch it every night before I go to bed. It really puts a smile on my face. Okay, so that's what I am, but I'm gonna take this off because I can't move very well with it on. Okay. So here we go. We're going to do low and slow meringue. And I did a little bit larger of a batch today because I wanted to be able to use my mixer. Can't bake with you because I'm full boutique production. Yay, Susie! I'm excited to see pictures from your boutique. Let's see here. All right, so I want you guys to be able to see inside the bowl. Yeah, I think so. So let's get you guys closer. You won't see my face for a little while. But we are gonna go low and slow. Can everyone hear me? I have my dehumidifier on, so there's background noise, and I just wanna make sure you can hear. Hi, Dawn. There's a big delay. Hopefully we can hear. Okay, perfect, thank you. Yay! Okay, so we're gonna go low and slow. You guys choose my colors for me. Do we want redwood, soldier green, or violet? Which one? First one to answer is it. Good. Perfect, Courtney. I'm glad you guys can hear me. The dehumidifier can make a lot of noise. Violet it is. All right. We're going violet, and this is the Sugar Art Master Elites. I'm gonna get you guys nice and close. This is a tiny little bowl. It is, I think, like a 4-quart bowl. And I'm doing 77 grams of egg whites, 69 grams of sugar. It's the normal ratios, just a little bit bigger, so I could use my mixer effectively. So 77 grams egg whites, 69 grams of sugar, 3 grams of egg white powder, and then 100 grams almond flour, 100 grams confectioner's sugar. All right. I'm gonna kind of prop you guys up one more book. So fancy with my props. I got books to make it big enough. Okay, there we go. Here we go. Slow Meringue. You can mute me if you want, and I will just chat with you guys. So I'm just whipping up my eggs a little bit at a time and on speed 2, and then we'll start adding our sugar when it's nice and foamy. Okay, so here we go. The egg white powder is, let's see if I can get it to focus, super fine. Like, I can't, there's no need to grind that up. With my mixer, it's just going to take a lot longer with the smaller batch to get it nice and foamy. For my Courtney, yes. So I might not even, tickets go on sale today at 3 p.m. I have an email scheduled to go out if you're signed up for the link. Let me show you guys really quick, and I'll talk about the croissants. Starting to get nice and foamy, so that's when I add. Oh, thank you. Okay. Is it Terry? Adding the sugar when it's foamy, and you can still see some whites. So right about here. I'll do it in 2 additions. I like to turn it off because it flies everywhere. If the egg white powder just goes poof in your face. So I'm still on a 2. It's extra bright, isn't it? Sorry, guys. Okay, second edition. I'm just gonna do like 4 for a couple minutes and then I'll go up to a 6. So we'll see. But I'll try to do an actual timer because I never time my things. Okay, this is the sugar and egg white powder again. Mix it in on a 2. Look like a ton of sugar, but okay. Just use your whisk if you get any bits on the side of your bowl to get it all incorporated and back to a 2. Okay, so that's actually on a 3 right now. We'll get that dissolved and then we'll move up to a 4 for a couple minutes and then we'll move up to our 6. About the croissant class, so weird seeing myself with this wig on. So I'm gonna see how well it sells. I have had a ton of people say I'm so interested, but I really can't do that timeline. So we'll see what the results are and if anyone is able to attend 3 different times for a Zoom meeting. It's a lot. So we'll be meeting at 9 in the morning on Saturday, my time, so Pacific Standard Time. And then we meet for like an hour and a half, and then we'll meet back up at 1 p.m. for an hour just to do some final things because we have to wait a long time with this dough, and that's why it's not that much active work, but it's a ton of time in between things. So that's why we're meeting 2 different times on Saturday, and then on the Sunday we'll meet at 10 a.m. Everyone's croissants will have been proofing and we'll bake together and kind of troubleshoot if anyone has issues with the bake of their croissant. So I wanted to be able to bake together, and that's why there's a second day class. But if we can't get people to do that, which is totally fine, I get that's a big commitment, I'll just do everything in an ebook and do videos with step-by-step instructions, and it just will be an instruction, but it won't be live. So we'll see. I'll have more information on the croissant class after I see if it sells at all today. Or for like, I'll give it a couple days. So, we're at this point. Looks like it's still gritty, but actually it's all dissolved. So I'm gonna go up to a 4. And I'm gonna set a timer so I remember. Timer. Two-minute timer. Sorry guys, I'm typing for the answers. Not hot enough oven temp or what do you add egg with? So you can definitely use cream of tartar instead of egg white powder. Egg white powder is not necessary. It is just a safeguard, something that will really allow you to play with your batter more and keep it from breaking down quickly. Here's my timer. Let's see where it's at, and then we're gonna do 2 more minutes and then do it at a 6. There we go. So we're not even at stiff peaks. Or we're not even at a soft peak. So let's keep going 2 more minutes. How about at a 4? Or else I'm just gonna ramp it up too fast and it's gonna be like my normal. 2 more minutes. If I can get my phone to work. Okay, 2 more minutes. We're starting to get some volume here. A little bit of volume. Oh, that's okay. I'll talk about the croissant class at the very end. And there will be possibility, it's all in the, once you have the link, when I send them out, the class links, if you're subscribed to my newsletter, it will lay it all out in the Eventbrite description of the class too. So, okay. So it has been 1 more minute. I'm gonna go to 6. So we did 3 minutes on 4, and now I'm going up to 6 for the remainder of the time. And at some point I'll add my color in as well. So let me time this bad boy. And then we can talk. So yes, Corey, thank you. I used Judy's. I'm really sorry about the lighting, you guys. I used Judy, I think how you pronounce it, Judee, egg white powder. We'll be going out today, 3 p.m. Okay. There we go. I'm going to add the color in. So we're not at any type of peak right now. It's very runny, but it has some volume, and it's not liquidy anymore, like in the beginning when it's not even white yet. We're gonna add a tiny bit of this color and then keep mixing at a 6 and see how long I last at this pace. I broke my little thing that I usually use for this. Okay, violet. Tiniest bit, maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon in this batch. and keep mixing. Slowly make your way back up to a 6. And we'll just let that go. Okay, it's at a 6. Is the Otis brand, you don't want me to, Spunkermeyer, you don't want me to try to pronounce these things. Is it a commercial brand? When can you add the colors if I want different colors? Michelle, do you mean if you're doing gel paste colors or what? Susan, so you do this. You do it super slow, and it takes you 20 minutes. See, when I go that slow, I feel like it breaks down my meringue, and I get awful results. So I'm very interested. Okay, so if you're doing 2 different colors, Michelle, when you make your meringue to the stiff peak, and then you're going to mix in your dries. Do not deflate, just mix in your dries, and then once all the dries are incorporated, mix it into 2 different bowls. And I've done sugar, I've done powdered colors. You just have to be super careful when you're mixing the powdered colors, not to deflate either. And so it can get all the way throughout the whole batter and then start to deflate. Okay, so that was 4 minutes on, is that 4 minutes already? Let's do 4 more minutes. On 6 because we're not there yet. This is where we're at. So this is good that it's live because it's going to keep me, I can go back and see how many minutes I did this. But let's see if I have pencil. I can't find a pencil. But so we did 2 minutes on 2, then 4 minutes on 4, now 4 more minutes on 4 after the sugar was added. Hello, Christopher Wheeler. That's your husband? Oh, Heidi, I'm so happy that the content has helped. We've already been on here for 20 minutes. The meringue hasn't been going for 20 minutes. We're not at a stiff peak yet. So thank you for your patience. I don't know why. So Diego, what heat or temperature of your oven do you bake at? What? Your son owns a movie theater? That's crazy. 30 Fahrenheit. So for your oven, are you using any chance air bake trays? Because those tend to give us trouble with low temperatures. So we're getting somewhere. It's probably at a medium heat. You can tell because it's starting to have striations in the side of the bowl, starting to kind of grip around that whisk, but it's not at all enough striation where I can tell that it's stiff enough. It's way too close to my face right now. Sorry. The outfit suits me. And this part, this one is a magician's hat, and I tried to make it into more of like a cool Portland hat, because Jessica Day, if you watch The New Girl, is from Portland, so I was like, I have to be Jessica. Anyways, 1 more minute on our 4-minute timer, but I look like it's a witch's hat or something. This was to be like, that's a little better. Thank you, Diego. Okay, so that is amazing. I want my son to grow up and own a movie theater. I look like my daughter, yes. She is pretty much my twin. So, Diego, you could try raising your temperature of your oven and see if that helps with your concave shells. I've always gotten them when either my mat is still wet, like if you're rubbing off the vinegar or rubbing off the grease with vinegar on your mat, make sure it's completely dry. And so if it's wet, sometimes I get concave shells, or if my oven temperature is too low. Hello! Your hair looks lovely. It's a wig. This is a wig. Bigger feet. You can rest longer. That's 4 minutes. Let's see where we're at. If you can rest longer, or you can raise the oven temperature, or mix less. So I can tell it's not quite done yet, but let's see where we're at. I want that middle part looks nice and stiff, but the sides of the bowl. So this looks nice, but the sides of the bowl are not. If I were to go in here, sorry about see how it folds over after that. So that is like the big problem when people just go off of what's on their whisk. You kind of have to get the sides too and see how it's all fitting together. Slowly go back up to a 6. And I'm going to do 2 more minutes and then we'll see how it is. Okay, 2 more minutes on the clock. Daily? Is that what you want me to do? Just say your name? Hi, Daily. Let's see here. This one, I'm doing a bigger batch because I am using my stand mixer, and I really don't like to go under 100 grams of egg whites in my stand mixer, but I also didn't want to do a larger batch. So I met in the middle, and I'm trying 77 grams just to see if it would work well in the stand mixer. But I really think that to get a good meringue, you also need appropriate tools. And a 5-quart mixing bowl is not an appropriate size for only 55 grams of egg whites. So I added, it's the same ratios, same recipe, just different increments. Oh, so did piping your macarons differently help? Someone said they changed the way that they pipe. So Asian boy, Korean, Vietnamese, Blackpink lover, wonderful name. I have had bad luck with ceiling fans getting lopsided. However, I've heard from other people that they use it and it's great. So you'll have to just try it out. We're getting there, you guys. Let me show you. Oh, perfect timing. So it's completely around. It's balled into the whisk. And you can see when it's scraping the sides of the bowl, it kind of keeps the shape for a little bit. So let's slowly turn it off. See? That looks really nice. So let me kind of whisk it around like I just did and see how it looks everywhere. So we're pretty darn good. You want to make sure, so that's fine. When they get that small, they're going to turn over. You just want to make sure inside your bowl it's looking stiff everywhere and not loose in other areas. So I'm happy with this. So what I'm gonna do is mix in the dries. I'm gonna set the camera back so we're not so up close and personal, and we'll mix. Okie doke. Nope. It's on a cake stand. And I just lifted the top of the cake stand off. The books are so heavy. Okay, let's see if we can get you guys down to the bowl. I'll mix here. Okay. I think, so bowl size is very important. Muscles. I wish I had more. I feel like I'm lacking. Okay. So bowl size is important. You don't want too big, you don't want too small. You want to be able to get your ingredients incorporated without it spreading too much in a big bowl or not being able to get into every crevice in too small of a bowl. So I like this size for this. I might have been able to take this meringue a tiny bit farther, but hopefully it's okay. Alexa, what's the humidity outside?
Right now, the humidity is 71%.
It's 71% humidity. See how like wet this looks right here? With the lighting, you might not be able to. But it's kind of wet looking. That makes me a little nervous. It should be a little more dry, but shiny still, so we'll see. Okay. Mixing in my 100 grams of each. I sifted already. It's kind of lumpy from the humidity, but I have my dehumidifier running, and it's inside, it's 48. So I'm happy with that humidity level inside my home. I have all my windows closed and my heater on, which helps dry out the environment, as well as my dehumidifier. Okay, so I just kind of get my dries 70% incorporated, and it's not all incorporated. You can still see dried little bits. I'm gonna do the rest. And then here we go. Just kind of pat in your dries into your meringue. You don't want to deflate at this point. I feel like a broken record with how many times I've said this, but I know, every time we have some new people, so bear with me. So we kind of just pat it in, mix it. Every once in a while, cut through the center and mix it in, just so everything's getting put into that meringue. And then I'm gonna clean off my spatula every once in a while. Sorry, I haven't been able to see the questions. Okay. So we're almost there. I still have some dries in there. So I'm going to mix a little bit longer. Just carefully mixing at this point, not deflating. Just going around and around, cut through the center every once in a while, and clean off your spat. Okay? Now I don't see any more dries. So that is usually when I start to deflate on purpose, or macaronage, right? So we're gonna press out the airs, plural. We're gonna press out the air and get it to that perfect flow that we want. That's going to be like lava, whatever they say, that ribbon stage. Here we go. Press down, up the side of the bowl, and then around and over, and then quarter turns every single time. So each part of the batter gets worked evenly, and you don't have a whole bunch of batter on the bottom not getting worked in. Every once in a while, yeah, just kind of like we did with the tumble batter, kind of tumble it if you feel like the bottom's not coming up to the top at all. How the humidity, I'll have to come back to you guys' questions once they're resting. Okay, so let's check out where it is now. I don't think it's ready, but I just want to show you along the way. So it's flowing, but it's still super thick. I want it to be a little more flowy. So we're going to keep doing exactly what we're doing. And then someone said, like, if you try to quickly, I quickly have to do my some macs. I feel like every time I quickly try to do macarons, they turn out horribly. So this really, you want to use finesse, take your time, and enjoy the process. I feel like I don't take my batter far enough. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think your macs look gorgeous, but it's, you know, it's hard to tell in pictures, Alina. But it's definitely a trial and error thing, huh? Like, even still, I'll take it. I don't count my strokes or anything. It's just by eyesight. So sometimes I'm feeling less adventurous, and then, you know, I get a lot of little nipples on the top. So it's flowing a lot nicer. You also have to consider with your egg white powder, if you're adding egg white powder into the mix, you can go a little bit further, and I recommend you go a little bit further than your usual, because it's going to be a little tiny bit thicker than what you're used to, and a little bit more loosening up is necessary. Okay, we're getting close. It looks shiny, but you don't want it to be like separated shiny. It's flowing off nicely. You can also look inside your bowl and just wait 10 seconds and see if the tip of where it fell kind of melds into itself. I'll do about 5 more strokes or turns or whatever we want to call them, and then this will be good to go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I never count, but I'm just trying to do as I've said, so I'm counting for myself. Okay. So there we go. Nice flowy consistency. It's not breaking. You can do a figure 8. That was a weak figure 8 because it was the end of the batch, but this is ready to go. Put it in my piping bag, fitted with a 9mm tip. And then, I'm not sure, I've never done this random size, so we'll see if it yields over at 1 sheet pan or not. I might just even it out and do it on 2 sheet pans. Okay. My tip fell in. There we go. Ready? My oven doesn't seem to do super well with macarons on the very edges of my mats. So I'm going to leave my 2 very edge rows clear. So straight 90-degree angle all the way to the second dotted line, or the first dotted line, second line. Stop pressure by taking my right hand and not pressing anymore, and then kind of flicking with my non-dominant left hand to make sure the little tail is cut off and I don't drag my batter across my mat. Hope you guys can't see, huh? Sorry. Let me go faster. This batter is different. I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. We'll see how it works. No matter how much I eat before these lives, I still get shaky. I also don't want this long hair of the wig in this. I never bake with my hair down. Dun 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 dun. Okay, so I did all of them without doing the edges. Lightly pound it out. And I'm gonna let this rest until they're dry. You can, at this point, take your scribe and do a little scribbling to get the air pockets out. I don't like to, but you want to add some sanding sugar, yay or nay? Orange sanding sugar to make them like orange and purple. I think that's like, yeah, okay, great. Thanks, Alina. I think that's Halloween-esque, yeah? I think I tried this last live and they didn't turn out. Oh, I'm so nervous for the results. Anyone else, like macarons, no matter how many times you make them, especially when you're on camera, you get so nervous. Very witchy spooky. Yes, that's what I'm going for. Perfect. I can go put on my sign. Okay, second tray. A little bit left. This will be good too because it'll allow one tray to rest a little bit longer. As I think I say every single live, I'm still struggling with lopsided macarons here. For some reason, during my classes, they turn out great. But when I'm just doing them for content or fun, they like turn out very sporadically. So I think because, like I said earlier, I rush through it and I don't let them rest long enough in this environment. I'm so used to piping and putting them in California, I didn't have to dry them for very long. Okay. Yeah, you guys are nervous too. Try to get every last bit out, and then I can look at what you guys have said. Okay. All right. Okay. This is like crooked and falling off. That's what matters, right? Okay, we'll do sprinkles on this one too. Okay. Just for fun. Couple pounded out. Sprinkle me. Sprinkle me, sprinkle me, sprinkle me. And questions now. I will go back and look at what you guys have said. Okay, so 140 I'll check in 15 minutes. So I'm sorry, you guys. I've had to start really resting longer here. So you can always check out and come back in if you don't have any questions. But I was set up to answer questions now. The little flick. Okay. My computer died on me finally. It was so old, so I'm using my mom's. But has anyone had their Apple laptop just not connect to the internet anymore? I can't figure it out. Anyways, okay, back to Max. I have a Bosch mixer. Bosch. Sue, you have a fancy mixer. Oh my goodness. I want that. Let's see here. I feel like I have to go back really far. Every time. Yes, Alina, you have to. I just bought on her birthday yesterday, Lindsay's birthday, the flower girl. I just bought more of the piping bags because I love them. And then I got some cake molds too because I've never made cakesicles. Who knows? They just look so cute. Okay. You got from Amazon, yeah. Let's see. Paula, are you talking about the spatula? Have you used it yet or did you not receive it yet? I love that spatula. It's my favorite. Okay. Yes. Dehumidifiers are amazing. I agree. I'm going to slowly make my way down. My apologies. Oh, interesting. Alina, what kind of brand do you have now? They stretch. Thank you. Tutu, very witchy. There you go. They smell the fear, Jessa. You're right. I really shouldn't be nervous. But like I said, I get so sweaty every time. Let's see. Is anyone else getting a lagging, jumping? Rubbish left. Oh, is this streaming poor? Let's see. Oh, yeah, I forgot you're moving. You're packing up, Alina, and you're on your way out. I thought maybe we'd be able to catch up one day once this coronavirus goes out. That's another time. We'll have to have a MacCon. We've talked about it in some Macaron groups. It's fine for you, no lagging. Okay. But they have like CookieCon. Why not Macarons? However, it is going to be a lot of work, so I think it'll be about 4 years before that happens. Okay. Why do some people add cream of tartar, and is it normally for the batter to dry in your hands? So cream of tartar is used to help stabilize your meringue. It's an acid that works by just keeping the little molecules in your meringue tight and together, but not too tight where it's going to squeeze out the liquid. So it keeps it elastic. That's the word I'm looking for. Elastic allows you to have a stiff meringue for longer without your meringue breaking down, and therefore without your batter breaking down. So it's going to be harder to overmix. It's going to allow your batter to sit a little tiny bit longer in your piping bag as you pipe your macarons as well. So that is why people use cream of tartar. And egg white powder is very similar in how it acts. It's not an acid, it's a protein, but it also just creates a very structured meringue that's going to help you play around with your batter more without breaking it down. Vintage. Well, it sounds like an amazing one. Nice. Woo! Okay, let's see. I did get some hollows. I think I missed some questions. It just keeps going down to the bottom of where the new questions. So go ahead and ask your questions again if I didn't answer. You are welcome. Update just got here. Hi Trang, we did some violet macarons and we got to a stiff peak in about what? Once the sugar was added, 2 + 2, so 4. I don't know. How many minutes did it take? Did anyone? I'm really bad at this. This is why I need to take notes during the lives. But we definitely did a slower meringue than usual, and we didn't go over a 6 speed. I always have trouble with my Macs whenever I put sprinkles on it and they end up cracked. Wonder why. Fasta? I apologize if that's not how you pronounce your name. Maybe if you're ever wondering, will these sprinkles melt or will they cause, a divot in my macaron? You can always put them onto like a frying pan at low heat and just like you're sauteing up or what is that? Like roasting some. Have you ever roasted spices, whole spices on your stovetop? Kind of like that. Just put it in a frying pan, see if they melt. If they melt, don't put them on top of your oven. Attach them to your macaron after with like a little bit. There's like glue, clear glue that you can use, or royal icing, or you could dip your whole top of your macaron in chocolate or ice or a white icing, and then sprinkle onto it. Adhere. I still need to do the Halloween collaboration. Yeah, they make. Those character macaron artists are wizards. I don't know how they make it so precise. All the little details, like the ones like a moon and then a cat out of the moon with a hat. I don't know, like I can do clunky designs, but some of these people are amazing. Hi, Steven. Yeah, hi, Steven. Okay, I'm trying to like embrace Jess as a character, so extra goofy today. Okay, do you rest until they are not sticky shiny? I rest mine until I can touch them without them sticking to my finger. And sometimes lately, I hesitate just because lately I've been resting them a tiny bit longer than even once they're matte, like 5 more minutes. Just because I've been getting so many lopsided macarons, and that seems to help. I love you too. Do you know me? Do you know? You are amazing. Yeah, let's see. I used to, let me see, sorry. I don't like reading on, anyways, that doesn't mean. When I dry my Macs, they form a skin, but sometimes are still shiny. Jessa, it really depends. I feel like I have put macarons in a drier environment. As soon as they were just a little bit dry, they'd still be shiny, I'd put them in. So it depends on where you live. In California, I would put them in 10 minutes. So here, I feel like they're dry and I still am kind of playing with how long to rest them. So you could definitely try, because it will take off so much time if you're trying a large production. Like do a smaller tray, do lots of small trays, and then just test them all out and see if you can put in a little bit early. And if those crack, you probably need to rest a little bit longer. If you get lopsided, maybe your oven heat went too high, or you're not resting long enough. It's just kind of like I feel like if you have multiple trays, you get to know your oven better. So trials like that will help. Internal thermometers obviously are a must with macarons, and yeah, that's what I've been doing lately, is having at least 2 sheet trays so I can test timing because of my lopsided issue these days. I like your Halloween outfit. Thank you. I wish you guys could see, like, I just feel like it's I had it in my closet, and I don't like to ever buy things. I like to try to scrounge around and make my Halloween costumes. But I did buy this wig. the important things to have around the house. Okay. Do you ever use Swiss meringue for your macs? So I did. I used Swiss meringue a couple times on lives. I tried a few more times, and they just get really big feet for me. So I prefer just the French method. The best mat. So Teflon, the best mat for Teflon is a nice glossy finish. You want it to be super shiny and have a coating on it, and it feels like plastic. So let me see if I have something else. This is still a shiny one. I thought I had like a copper one that was a lot more rough that I could show you guys to compare, because it's hard over the video to kind of see and visualize the difference. But I can't find it. I might have thrown them away. With some Teflon that's not shiny, like this is more matte. It's a white one. I crinkled it too much like when we were moving, so I don't use this anymore. But it's nice because you can see a template through it, and it worked for me. It wasn't as reliable as silicone mats. The best silicone mat, I really think all that I've tried are great. So I like these ones from Amazon. Let's see, Vesco, I think. Vesco. They are large, and you put them on a larger pan than like a half sheet tray. I think they're called 2/3 pans. And then you can pipe a lot more and bake a lot more in one go, which helps efficiency. I also really like these ones from Hello Cocinero. They're thicker, so you have to bake a little bit longer on these bad boys, but they keep the shape so well. And I feel like they just rise up really pretty on these mats, but bake 2 minutes longer at least. Winco is a brand that you have a lot at restaurants. I like this. Doesn't have a template though. Really, you can do anything. Silpat is a great brand. So expensive. Like, I can't get more than, I've had that one for over a decade. Best size of piping tip really depends on what you're comfortable with. If you want to go super fast and you're comfortable with piping, a larger piping tip is great because more comes out at once and it's more efficient. However, going slower, you have more control, and a smaller piping tip will allow you to do that. So I like a 9mm, which I believe is equivalent to a Wilton 12. I'm not sure though, and I don't know, is it a Teco or something? I don't know what the equivalent of that, like maybe an 803, I don't know. What could it mean if the macarons were nice and sturdy with strong tops, but then 2 days later they crumble? Wow. Steffi, I have no idea. Oh, someone said I'm adorable. Thank you. No, I don't know. I've never had that happen. Do you think that they were overbaked? Because once they cool, you know, you can kind of tell if they become brittle and if they're overbaked. Where do you get your spatula from? Mine is from Amazon, my spatula. Amazon, if this wig is shedding. I don't recommend wearing a wig in the kitchen if you're making food for others. Drying in the oven. Thank you for, I think you asked that already, Diego, and I missed it, so thank you for saying it again. I tried it once on a live, and it worked. I haven't tried it again, to be honest. I think right after we did that, Sugar Bean put out another video, someone said, saying if you have a regular gas, a conventional oven, that she would just dry them out at room temperature. So I think if you have a convection oven, it might be worth it to try that. Hi from Las Vegas. Steffi, I wish I could understand better what was going on. They were strong, cooled, crumbled. Could it be a humid environment? Yeah, I suppose are they in an airtight container? You want to keep, or were they filled too? That's another question. Were they filled in the refrigerator in an airtight container? Do you always favor baking for longer rather than hotter? Jason, I do in the ovens I've had before. I've really had to do lower heat for longer time. I feel like it's been successful in these. I've had gas conventional ovens both times in the last 10 years. It's been 15 minutes. I'm gonna go check it out. But I know with convection ovens it could be totally different, and some people get by with baking theirs at like 350. Someone just told me, I don't know if it was a mistake, but I asked them to clarify, but they said they baked their macarons at 300 Celsius. So that's super high. I don't know if that's even, I don't know. I asked Celsius and they said yes. So I don't know. But some people bake really high, that's the point. And they work. So if you can bake fast and shorter, then that's great because it saves you time, especially if you have to do one tray at a time. But if you have hollows, that might be the reason why it's rising too fast. Your feet are gonna go up and then collapse and then be empty on the inside. Yeah, a jam filling could definitely be an issue if it's too moist. Let's check the max. Okay, I'm turning on the oven. The oven is on. These are dry, but it's hard to tell with the lighting. They're dry to the touch. They're not sticking on me, but they are not matte yet. So I am gonna wait while my oven preheats, so that'll be another like 5-something minute. Thank you, Trang. And then we'll bake. So it'll probably end up being about 20 to 25 minutes of rest time on these bad boys. Okay, it was so much easier when they dried quickly. My favorite method is French. I just get the most consistent results from French method in my home oven. If I was at a bakery, I think I would switch to Italian method just because I feel like Italian method does great with a convection with multiple trays in at once without resting, and it's, you know, quick, and you don't really worry about that extra step of heating up your syrup on the stove and everything like that, because in general it might be a little bit faster, whereas French you really have to let dry. I mean, I know a lot of people that don't, because of the people are so amazing and they've kind of restructured recipes and added more almond flour, and that helps you not have to rest as long. So but either way, I think for large production, Italian would be probably easier if I had an oven that I could count on. But this oven that I have is temperamental, let's say. Okay. Do I rest my egg whites 24 hours? I do not always do that, but I recommend it if you're having trouble with your macarons as a safeguard. I always do it for my classes. The night before my classes, I will crack the eggs and leave them out. I'll even do it for 2 days. Is that just a half-cut banana hanging in the back? How do you notice these things? Yes, there is a half-cut banana back there. Where? How did you? Did I move it around or something? Yeah. There's a half cup banana back there. You don't keep half cup bananas in the house? Let's see here. Yeah, Don. They had to be wrong, right? 300 Celsius, and I was like, are you sure Celsius? And they're like, yep. So they were very brown macarons, but they looked beautiful. So I don't know. Yes, exactly. Is it slurine or Lorene? Guys, don't make me try to raid. I'm on call, stupid. Okay, cool. Enjoy. Let's see here. I'm gonna try to do that. We'll see if, sometimes I don't know if people, I don't know. Okay, sorry. I'm concentrating on, I never want to delete someone's message if they're really trying to be a part of the conversation, but I also have known some people to troll in these lives. So, sorry if I delete your message. I didn't, and I read it wrong like you were being rude. Okay, let's see here. Clarine, thank you, Clarine. Ooh, this is leaving me on suspense. Suck my macaron. Okay. So I don't remember what I was saying. I put them on a timeout. Where do you teach? I teach on Zoom these days. I used to go into people's homes and teach pastry lessons and like parties and like for bridal showers or birthdays, or just to learn pastry. If there was a group of friends that wanted to learn, I would go and like be the entertainment, and we'd make macarons together. But now with COVID, it is more of a Zoom interaction, and everyone gets to do it in their own homes with personal instruction, and I just make as well as watch everyone. They're very small classes, so I can help each individual. Okay. Have you had trouble with your No, thank you, Jessa, for bringing that up. I just opened up a new bag. This is a new bag, so we'll see. Let me turn on my oven fan. So I just opened up a new batch of Blue Diamond almond flour. There have been some people saying that they have not had success with it lately, and I'm hoping it's not like Kirkland brand where it lets us down and like the quality goes down. So we are testing out a new batch of Blue Diamond today. And let me get it out of the oven so I can see the batch date as well, just to compare with anyone that's having issues with Blue Diamond. So I just opened it. I had it in my fridge. I store mine in the fridge. Usually I have a Ziploc freezer bag over it as well, zipped, because these are so annoying and they don't close. They don't reseal very well. So if you open this bag, either transfer to a closed container, like an airtight container, or put it into a Ziploc baggie is what I recommend. So I need to get Ziplocs at the store. But I just opened this bad boy up, and we'll see how these turn out today. It looks good inside, very fine, not too oily, very similar to my last bag. The date on this, it says best if used by January 18th, 2022. If anyone has a bag that is not doing well, you can share in our Facebook group, and so we can all kind of compare and keep tabs, because that's what I feel like we did with the Kirkland brand, which I think is Blue Diamond, but I think Kirkland brand just started getting like crappy Blue Diamond almond flour. I don't know, because it's not as consistent as it used to be. So Paula, you don't have to keep almond flour in the refrigerator. In pastry school, we kept all of our nut flours in a freezer to store, and then we would take out and keep in the refrigerator once we were starting to use that box. So I've always kept mine in the fridge. If you don't go through your almond if you don't go through your almond flour quickly, storing in the fridge is a good idea. Just make sure it's closed. It's nice and sealed because you don't want it absorbing moisture from your refrigerator or the smells and odors from your refrigerator. So beware of that. But it does keep it good for longer. But if you're keeping it out at room temperature, make sure it's in a cool, dark place so the oils don't start to go rancid. My lot number is, okay, so yours is 217202. Okay, my lot number is 209-202-0951. So it's a little bit different from you, but this is really good to share. And I'll share that in our Facebook group as well. Honestly, Jessa, thank you so much for reminding me because I wanted to shout that out and so we can figure this out. Because almond flour is important, especially when it's, I feel like Blue Diamond is at such a great price point, even though it just raised up on Amazon, which I'm mad about. It used to be $13.44 on Amazon, and now it's $21. $21 for a 3-pound bag. Not too bad. Okay, back to your guys' questions. I use my 3-pound bag. Yeah, okay, Susan just said that. Yeah, it just raised to $20, $21. I was so mad when I saw that. Okay. Yes, Steffi, I love these lives. For now that I'm only going to be able to do them every other week, I get so nervous though. I just want to, I feel like doing it weekly helps me be in. Sorry, my dog. Stop barking. This is what happens when I try to film videos as well. Yapper over here. Penny, quiet. Okay, let me see where my oven's at. Okay, I'm gonna put my first tray in. And your dog is barking at my dog. I'm sorry. It's a chain reaction like Alexa. All right, so they're more matte now than they were before. But again, you can't really tell because the lighting makes it look shiny no matter what. But they have been resting now for about 20 minutes. So let's put them in. I don't know how many people are on Instagram or not, but it's Christina from Macarons by Christina's birthday today. So when I was making macarons for her collaboration, for her birthday collaboration, which was a couple nights ago, I put my tray of macarons in the oven, and I forgot to lower my temperature. If you've watched my videos, you know I lower my temp to like 275, 270 after I put the tray in, and I forgot, and my oven shot up to 350. I was devastated. I only got like a few max. It was enough to take a picture of, but so mad. So if your oven tends to shoot up like mine does, especially once the temperature starts to go down when it's really cold in our home, the shock of that cold tray in your oven might shoot the pilot on and your oven will surge up. So to combat that, I put my temperature down to 270 as soon as I put my tray in, 275. And I put it on for 10 minutes. So I kind of just look every 3 minutes or so to see the temperature. Okay, the ingredients for this recipe was, I wrote it down because it's not my usual batch. I'll put it somewhere. So let me just remember. It was 77 grams of egg whites, 69 grams of sugar, granulated sugar, or caster sugar. Yes, gas oven. And 3 grams of egg white powder, 100 grams of both almond flour and confectioner sugar. Okay. It made me laugh. Okay, good. The price fluctuates all the time. Oh, I didn't realize that. Whenever I've gotten it, Sue, it's always been $13.44 or 12 something because if you subscribe and save, but then it doesn't send it quick enough. So, anyways. I have it in the cupboard under the stairs. Yeah. So that's dark and cool. Yeah, that should be fine, Paula, as long as it's like not right over your oven. Like, you know, where most people keep their oil and stuff, which you shouldn't keep hot. You shouldn't keep your oils over the oven either, but I do too. It's like, here's my cupboard and here's my stove. But it gets so hot up there and it makes oils go rancid faster. Let's see here. What temp do you bake your macarons? So it was at 300 Fahrenheit, and then I shoot down to 275 when I put my tray in. And I try to keep the internal temperature of my oven between 285 and 300. 290 is the sweet spot, but I can't control my oven that well. It just kind of fluctuates. Let me check at the temperature. My stomach is hurting because I'm nervous that it's gonna rise again. How long do you bake? 20 minutes, I think about lately. I was doing 18 minutes and they were done, but they went soggy too fast. I wasn't getting the shelf life I used to in my other oven. So I have started to do 20 minutes. So I also baked for 21 minutes about in my old oven, so. Okay, I'm checking. Okay, oven temp is about where we want it, so that's good. Can't tell anything about the max yet. Okay, anxiety. Dora, it doesn't go away, especially when I'm in front of you guys. I get so worried. I feel like these lives have been, which is how we learn, and it's great that I've made errors on every single experiment that we've tried lately, but it like hits you in the soul when you just keep getting fails. But honestly, it helps us learn better, so I try to be okay with it. It's a little hit to the pride though. What have you thought of doing filling, like Fruity Pebbles? Sue, Fruity Pebbles are my absolute favorite, and I have never done that filling. I feel like I would eat them all in one sitting. Fruity Pebbles are my favorite cereal ever. I've done Lucky Charms. I really want to do a Fruity Pebbles one. I just haven't been very creative with my flavors lately, which is killing me because of how busy I am with everything else and communicating with others and doing these classes. So I feel like my flavors have gone down. So I really want to do some fun ones for Christmas and Thanksgiving. Anxiety is a bugger. I love that. It's so true. Yeah, how do you make sure your macarons aren't hollow? Well, Diana? Is it Diana? Diana. Sorry. My brain thinks in song. So, how do you make sure your macarons are not hollow? We're trying something new today, actually, to hope that they aren't. We did a low and slow meringue, and we'll see if that helps. But there's lots of different things that can cause hollows, and it is, I think it's like Dirty Diana. That's the song, right? But I changed it. Anyways, can I replace the cream of tartar? I think I stopped talking in mid-sentence. Yay, Steffi, I'm so happy. I'm not the only one. Seriously, I think I might be ADHD. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it's just lack of attention. What was I saying, guys? You are working on a new oven. Well, yeah, Dora, you're so nice. But now I've been here for what? July, August, September, October. 4 months. I feel like I would have gotten a hold of it a little bit better, but it keeps surprising me. I switched my tray around halfway through. Yes, Alan. Not easy to take the failure hit. Oh, thank you. Let me see the name. Prasanna. Is it Prasanna? The ingredients. We use a lot of ingredients. No, we did. We did 77 grams of egg. I'll just put it. I'll write it so we can go backwards. How about that? I usually put it in the description, and I think I blanked. 69 grams of sugar. I'm really nervous to look at my oven. 100 grams almond flour. And 100 grams confectioners. There we go. Yeah, a little bit of a hollow pocket of goodness air. Those are always grand, but like a large super, when people, and people have different views on hollows or just like what a hollow is in general, where I think it's like no meat at all. Other people will be like, what my usual thing is, like this much, you know, like that doesn't show much, but a tiny little gap between the meat and the shell. I don't find that to be really hollow because you can't tell once it's matured and you bite into it at the right temperature. But like a hollow where there's absolutely nothing in your shell and it's brittle, that's the problem. Yeah, thank you, Diego. Thanks for joining for Insta World. Oh, Rasna. Hey, hello. I didn't realize your full name was Prasanna. Rasna? Rasna? Prasanna. Sorry. What temperature? 300, shot down to 275. Why am I playing with this? I really need to look at it. It's about to be flip time. All right. You guys ready? I'll take you with me. Sorry about a final question. The 77 grams of egg white powder can be replaced with normal eggs. Sorry, did I say egg white powder? Sorry. It's 77 egg whites, liquid. 77 grams egg whites. 69 grams. Disregard that. My apologies. Sugar. My bad. Final question. Sorry about that, Diego. What almond flour? Blue Diamond. That doesn't say the brand. Blue Diamond. Ready, guys? Let's take you over. Let's see if I can set you down. They look good. We'll see how full they are, but they look pretty. Thanks, guys. We'll see how they. This is the thing with macarons. There's no lopsided, so I am actually extremely happy right now because I have been battling that. Exactly. You don't want to jinx anything, because these things can surprise you, and you think you have this amazing batch going on in the oven. And then, like, I've seen collapsed macarons, other things happen. We all know the bad things that can happen to macarons. So, okay. That's it. We're done. No, I'm joking. We have 10 more minutes. Does anyone have more questions? Or I can kind of share more of the products I use around. Someone was asking about demonstrating painting with like a glitter. Do you switch the trays around after 10 minutes? Yes, I just did that. I just switched it for an even bake. I had some wonky lopsided ones. That could definitely, do you have a fan in your oven, or is it a fan where you're drying your macs? What bowl you're using? Yes. So this is a little bit bigger, but I got this series like of bowls on Amazon. Let me get the other ones. So this is all kind of laid out too in my workbook for macarons. It's just, you know, size matters. If you have a really large batch of macarons that you're needing to macaronage, get a large bowl. If you have a small batch, get a small bowl. It really, if it's too spread out in your bowl, can affect the way you get all of your batter mixed up. So this is like a little set that I use, and I just love it because they're wide. They're nice and wide and give me a lot of room to macaronage. Do you turn your oven back up? I don't, Heidi. My oven tends to stay around the temperature of about, when I put it down that 20 degrees, it tends to stay around 290. So I don't know why, but just keep watching your oven. If for some reason your oven tends to shoot up in temperature, you can try combating it with lowering the oven, and then if your oven stays too low, you gotta kind of babysit it and then put it back up to 300. Let's see here. Are you sending out an email today? Yes, 3 p.m. my time. So in 1 hour, no, half an hour, it will go out with links to croissant class as well as the macaron class. Sorry. So the croissant class will be November 7th and 8th, and the macaron class will be November 14th. They're both weekend dates. Is it normal for the feet to decrease when cooling? Yeah, you know, that happens a lot. In the oven, you kind of get this initial rise and then they fall a bit. So in the oven, they definitely do that. Are you talking about out of the oven, once you take them out, they're falling? How can I get on the list? Heidi, are you on my subscription, what's it called? An email list. There we go. Do you get the newsletters? Because that's where I usually have priority, and I send out to the newsletter first. And once I haven't had croissant class will be different because I have more spots, but the macaron classes go so quickly that I haven't been able to share them publicly except for the newsletter. They go like this. No, in the oven. Okay, yeah, so falling in the oven is normal. If it's falling too much, then you might need to lower your oven temperature a tiny bit. No ma'am. Found it. Okay. Oh, well, hello, Heidi. Welcome. So I have on a couple different links. My last live has the link to subscribe to my newsletter. And if you subscribe to that, you should get my email today that's going to go out at 3 p.m. Yes, show me your oven. You bet. I'll show you my oven. Show us. No, it looks yummy. Halloween cookies. Yeah, unfortunately, Halloween will be over by the time we did pumpkins really early. I got really excited about pumpkins, and then I never did another character, did I? Sorry, I keep not showing you my oven. Here we go. It is, let's see, Frigidaire. It looks nice, but it just doesn't keep temperature very well. I can't believe Halloween, I can't believe November is here. Honestly, it's making me nervous. I'll just pull this out. I know, and I'm just so sad, like not having the kids trick or treating or meeting anybody, or I don't know. Just a weird year. Okay. So wide. Yes. Oh, you're in the UK, Paula? Yeah. We have big ovens, don't we? I feel like you can fit a really big tray in there, which is nice. I don't know how efficient they are compared to the UK ovens, though. So it's definitely hard to help troubleshooting too, with how different things are. Like I've had people in my class from Japan, the UK, Luxembourg, where else? Oman, lots of different places. So it's been fun. And it's just all about that communicating of what are your ingredients like. So I'm learning a lot about where people source their almond flour in different countries and stuff, which is fun to be able to help troubleshoot with others when you just ask a question here. Well, let's see here. Imagine if you live stream Thanksgiving dinner. I do not want to add stress to our Thanksgiving. That's for sure. Oh, I'm glad you found it on eBay. During this time, I feel like they don't restock anything baking. So, bonjour. Can over-dried almond flour give a rough and dry batter? That's a great question that I don't know the answer. Let's see. Let me think through this. I smell my macarons. One sec. Just about 2 more minutes. Can over dry flour give a rough, dry batter? You know, I would think so. I think that makes sense. But I've never dealt with overly dry almond flour. Besides the kind from Kirkland, I feel like would get me like a super dry, especially at the bottom of the batch. But it would definitely give me more, what's that called? A bumpy surface, but I don't remember having it be a super dry batter. It'd just be really rough, as you described. Can you show us the inside of your oven? Oh, sure. Yeah. No cap, I would smash. How can we join your Zoom classes? So I was just saying to Heidi that if you're subscribed to my newsletter, you'll get they're very limited, unfortunately, because of school schedules and stuff and having the kids home 24/7. So I've only been offering them like twice or once a month. So I apologize for that. And then there's only 8 people per Macaron class because I want to give personal attention. So if you're subscribed to my newsletter, you will get the class links. If you're not subscribed to the newsletter, then if you sign up, then you can be a part of that and get them. I think if these ones don't sell quickly, I will be opening them up to the public on like my Instagram or on my website. So I just need to, I don't know what to expect. This is the first time I'm offering a laminated dough class, so I'm not sure how quickly that will go. But recently, all the Macarons classes sell out really, really fast. Would you let me hit? I thought you were saying stop spamming. You might want like Zoe Deschanel instead of this one, this old lady. Okay. I mean, I'm getting like 15 messages from everyone. Are you just typing it a lot of times, or is my computer going crazy? Where do you get your cooking stuff from? I stay at home too with a small fudge. Oh, Heidi, that's awesome. Fudge is so dang good. Oh, dang it. So you can't dry, you don't want any toasting on those macs. I mean, sorry, the macs are done, so I was thinking of that. You don't want any toasting of the almond flour if you're trying to dry out your almond flour a bit. Just do it low and slow at like 250 for 10 minutes or 300 for like 5 to 7 minutes. Yeah, they're done, Alan, I think. I'm gonna check them. You bring them out. Bring them out, bring them out. So we've got the macarons. Let's see how full they are now. I usually let my oven just rest for like 5 minutes before I put my second tray in because again it shoots up in temperature when I add another tray. So I'll wait 5 minutes, let it reset, and then it won't do too many crazy things on me. Susan, thank you. We'll see how they are inside. Let me show you the inside really fast for Alan, and then we can look inside the macarons. So I put my macarons on the middle tray, smack dab in the middle. My heat comes from the bottom, I think. They look amazing. Thank you. Let's see how they taste. Or taste. They're gonna taste good. Let's see how they look. Try to wait enough to. Try to let them cool before I look inside of them. But they don't feel full to me. You know, like how you can. I just don't usually get feet that look like this, so it's a little different. I'm very intrigued by them. I keep trying to peel them off before they're ready. Well, okay. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Jaslyn. We'll see. No happy dances yet. Ooh, they're hot still. Okay. So the feet look nice. They're still very hot, so let me cool it down for a little bit longer. Nice flat bottom. I'm very nervous to look inside. What do you guys think? Not much different from usual. I mean, to me, this is great. But the whole goal of these is to get that super full look that you guys, I feel like lots of people want. You see, like, trying. She's always, like, crying when it's not completely full. And I'm like, did I do something wrong? No, I'm just joking. Because I know you want that beautiful, full look. So, there's still a gap. However, that being said, I have seen a lot of people do this method super low. Maybe I went too fast. And they just have these super full shells. So, definitely something for you to try if you're interested. They taste great. Thank you. I can't wink. I look really silly when I do it. Who's that girl? It's Jess. Completely full macs are not macarons. I like that take. Ooh, I love the sanding sugar on top because it adds that extra crunch. Yours are great. Oh, thank you so much. Let me try to pronounce her name. Gamodi. Is that right? Gamodi? Gamodi. Looks beautiful and yummy. Thank you, Jen. Mine are always like that. Yeah. Wahiba. Oh, you just go by your last name? Or is that your first name? Wahiba? You're so cute in this. Crone Games. Oh, Crone Gnomes. I can't help but smile. I know, I'm the worst. Guys, I try so hard. I can't sound words out. They look amazing. Okay, let's do a happy dance. I think the second tray should go in. Let me just put those in. They're pretty. Pretty full. Your hair is really pretty. Well, thanks. It's a wig. I wish this was my real hair. I wish I had this long up here. Okay, so I'm not gonna have you guys sit through that second tray, but we can do a happy dance. I don't know how Jessica. I don't know how she would. I'm not being a very good character today, but they turned out pretty well. They're not full all the way to the top, but they had enough meat in there where I am super happy with them. Instagram worthy, I don't know. Like cakes, yeah. So you're so right. I've seen some really dense, full macarons, and they don't look appetizing. However, I have seen some really beautiful full ones that look like they still have a nice bite to it. And those are swoon worthy. I'm trying to say that out loud and I always type it. So it really depends on what you like. But I do like some air pockets. I think it adds to the beauty and the delicacy of a French macaron. Thank you guys for sticking with me during that time. We went 100 minutes because of these longer rest times. But I think it's definitely worth a try if you guys have the patience to do a low and slow meringue and see if it helps you if you're combating your hollow shells. Yes, thanks for tuning in. It is Terry, right? The T. Morrison. Awesome. With different rest periods. Yeah, I'll show some pictures, Dora, with the ones, hi sweetie, that rest longer. I will share those on Instagram and on the Facebook chat group. So these don't match up perfectly. Yes, my love. You got a bear? You want to say hi?
Hi.
Have you been outside? Alrighty. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. You gonna do a happy dance with me? Happy dance. Thanks. Can you say thanks for tuning in?
Thank you for tuning in.
We loved being here. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But thank you guys so much for being here, for staying with me for this long. I love these lives. And I think I'll try a low and slow meringue another time and just see. One sec, my love. It's still hot. And just see if I can get a little bit better when I don't have the nerves. We'll see. But thanks so much, guys, and I will see you later. The crazies are coming upstairs. All right, bye, you guys. You can, if you are not part of the Facebook group, I will put the link in this description below. And then if you guys have any discussion points that you want to talk about there, go ahead and ask me or ask anyone else. People have such great advice in that group. So thanks for being a part of that too if you are there already. All right, much love everyone. Happy baking. And link to the classes will go out soon too, and I will put a subscription, like a link to subscribe to my newsletter if you aren't already subscribed on this bad boy. Yes, thank you, Heidi. I'm so glad you were here. Okay. If you know me, I'm very bad at saying goodbye, so I'm just gonna cut it off.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.